Hi everyone, my name is Sam, and we are here to discuss certain things about men, realities, lies, truths, things that we experienced in 2025 Nigeria as men, as part of the bank's celebration of International Day of Men. We have some sentences, so I'm asking you, Dami, myth or fact? Men don't gossip.
That's a myth.
It's a myth.
Yeah, it's a myth.
Of course, it's a myth.
It's a myth?
Yeah, gossip.
That's a myth for sure.
It's a myth.
It's a myth for sure.
No, but we don't gossip.
Well, to be fair, we don't call it gossip, yeah. We're chatting to discuss.
We discuss.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
No,
true.
we
Don't gossip.
I like that one.
We the yarn.
We the yarn, we don't gossip.
We the yarn.
We don't do the yarn about those, you know, they'll do it, they'll be like, no, we just,
we don't
yeah.
spark.
So I have, so yeah. So that's it.
We don't gossip. We don't gossip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you switching your position?
No. I just won't call it gossip, but we discuss, right? Because we don't go
Myth or
behind.
fact?
It's still a myth.
Let me read another. The next one I was given. Let's see. Men don't like surprises.
I think that's a myth.
Myth?
It's a myth.
Myth?
In fact, for sure. I don't like surprises.
Really?
So it's a fact.
So it's a fact. Well, to be fair, we are seeing myth or fact. So I could decide. For me, I think that's a fact. I don't like surprises.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Why?
Because
Have you ever been surprised before?
yeah, I have a couple of times, and the thing is, my reaction is the same every other time.
So what's the reaction?
It's almost like because I know. Yeah, I don't like a situation where something comes and I do not know how to react. So I like to always be on guard, and then when it happens, my reaction is almost like.
For your steeds.
Everything will come to my sleep, you know? So I'm always like, okay, I take a deep breath, and I know they're expecting a reaction. That's the thing. That reaction, because you're surprised, is what I can't give. Do you understand? That's why I always like to know things. So whenever these things come as surprises, I usually just very cool.
I kind of differ because I really do not think there is anyone that do not love surprises.
Yes.
The point is, what type of surprise?
As long as it's
Do you
not a bad
understand?
surprise.
So long it's a pleasant one.
Now you're shifting the goalposts. Pleasant surprises.
See, let's be honest.
Someone just give you.
See, bro, no. You hear what he said? He said, in most cases, he knows. So the question is, has he really been surprised?
That's it's not being surprised really because he's aware.
Because you are aware. The point is that the people that you're surrounded, or you surround yourself
No. So
let's tackle it now. The people you surround yourself with, they always give you the hints.
No, so as I think.
So when it now happens, you'll be like,
No. So I think so is your ability to like I like to observe my surroundings. I'm usually not lackadaisical to things going on. That's how I know. Yeah, you do things and I pick up hints here and there because I pay attention. Yeah.
so the point is nobody has surprised you.
Exactly.
Because you have an idea.
You understand?
So the thing is you're surprised because you do not know what it is, but you know something is coming.
Like imagine your
It's
girlfriend.
not a surprise.
Wait now. Imagine your girlfriend proposing to you.
I don't like that. That's what I'm saying. Men don't like surprises. I wouldn't like that for sure. I wouldn't like surprises.
You don't like
It's a
surprises.
different story if it's a girlfriend that you're not sure you want to get married to.
The girlfriend I'm sure wants
To get married to, I would not still like it. To be honest. Now, this is one of those things that we spoke about earlier. I feel like that's a man's role.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Now we're hitting the
it's
nail
not
on the
something
head.
that.
So you're not saying that a woman cannot propose to you?
That for sure, a woman can propose to me.
So the woman that proposed to you, or good propose.
I want you to marry me.
you say no.
You say no
When that happens,
because you're a man.
what I'll actually say is like wasabi. I think you're a joke, man. For the reason. Do you understand? Because I mean,
All right.
No, so.
What do you think that means? Yeah?
That's another myth, you know.
Actually, I don't think that's a myth, right? In the sense of like, it's
a
a
lady
man's
can
role to propose, and I'll tell you why. Because naturally, right, women love the chase, and men love to do the chase, right? So that's
Did you say naturally?
naturally, yes.
What we're talking about 2025.
Even in 2025, I mean, obviously it's a bit more.
But things are
relaxed
changing.
now. Things are
Things are
changing a bit.
changing.
But naturally, it's innate in women to expect the chase. And it's for a lot of men, because of that, they expect.
So you're saying in 2025 Nigeria.
Yeah.
Nigeria, you're speaking to Nigeria.
Yes.
Okay, fine, no problem.
Nigeria.
No problem. Men move on faster after a breakup.
Facts.
Man, that was
Are you catching the response?
But I think, again, I'll start by saying I think it's a myth, it's a lie, right? Because I've actually sat with people who have gone through heartbreak.
Oh, you've had experiences too.
No way, he said he sat.
No, you know when you say
So we know. So what is it you had experience?
Actually, my guy.
No, that's fine. It's fine.
We
agree, but let's.
All right, cool. This
Sorry.
is 2025. This is actually my guy.
Sorry.
All right, no problem. So,
How did you feel?
how did this guy feel?
Oh, okay. Sorry. So how did since that's the narrative, how did your guy feel? But we know who is who.
Yes, can we just keep talking about my guy?
Okay.
Thank you. So he told me that he was very devastated and he was drinking. And here's the thing, he's a Muslim. This is how we know that it's actually my guy, because I'm not a Muslim. Anyways,
How many bottles?
it's not.
We should remember.
Can I carry on? So he started drinking and he developed a drinking problem. And he kept drinking the same thing like every day, consistently,
Okay.
stupid amounts for like months,
Wow.
because it took him that long to even like accept the heartbreak before even talking about dealing with the heartbreak. But it just his initial first response was,
So he got into drinking habit because
basically.
of the heartbreak.
Basically.
That must have really been pathetic.
I mean,
sorry.
I didn't see
You
it
need
happen.
a rehab. Sorry, he needs a rehab.
What I'm saying now, the question is men move on faster from a breakup. So now we're not judging based off of one experience, right? On an average, if there were 10 relationships, 10 heartbreaks, right? On a scale, the men will move on faster. Now I can't relate because I haven't been heartbroken. So
Same.
Come on,
Same.
guy.
come on, but we're talking about you just now.
My guy.
Okay. But yeah, so on an average, men move on faster. Yeah, probably because again, back to what it is, you've already been prepared. You have this whole stone walled heart. You fall in love, a lot of emotions come in, but then again, you also know that you're not going to sit there because you're heartbroken. You move on, pick up whatever, and you have stuff to do.
So is it a myth or a fact?
Fact.
The fact that men move on faster.
It's a myth.
So it's a myth.
It's a myth.
Men don't compliment each other.
That's a myth. It's a myth.
It's a myth?
Yeah.
It's a myth.
But you know what's interesting?
What?
People who are not men think that it's a fact.
What do you mean people who are not men?
I don't want to say any word to define it. I just say it like that.
Real men will compliment each other. So, for instance, walking in here now, I see this guy. Oh, you're a Man U fan, isn't it? Oh, you've got Champions League trophy. So I complimented it. You understand? Yes, the same guy. These are real men. So, but I cannot, presenter, please pardon me. I still say it's a lot of disrespect. Sitting on a table with do you understand? With me men. Do you understand? With me men. Do you understand? World champions. So I complimented you because I know that you have glory. You've tasted it before. You've been there. You're not like, do you understand? No, you understand. So we compliment really.
On the point, right?
I totally agree.
Of course, he has to agree.
Men in 2025. Not talking about gunners in 2025. We're talking about men.
That's not looking sure.
Right.
You might want to hide that.
So
Gunners without no bullets.
So
It's cool.
No. I need to be proud of you.
men don't talk about their problems.
You know what?
That's it.
I keep starting. But yes, this is a fact.
The fact,
Yes.
we don't talk about our problems.
We don't.
Why?
Yeah, I think we are much
Until we
isolated.
find that one person who sadly for a lot of men, it's usually another man. Until we find that one person that we feel I can always go to this person and talk to him or her about. It's not always a man, but most times it's a man. But if you don't have that person, it's difficult for you to talk about. No matter what, I feel like I want to hear everybody's opinion, but I feel like we're all going to end up saying more or less the same thing.
I think we hold back a lot
We
as
do.
men. Yeah, I think we hold back a lot. We hold back because we feel we always have things under control, but it's not always correct. So that makes us a woman is quick to finding expression with fellow friends or even with opposite sex. But a man, we feel that no, I've got it all covered up, so I really do not want to talk. If you look at the stats, people who consult with therapists, you find more women, having to consult with therapists than you find, more men having to do same. I mean, more women you will see more women in your counseling department in your church than you see men. So that's to tell you, it's not as if we do not have our issues, but we are by nature very conservative. We feel we got everything under control. We feel that we can wiggle our way out of it, but it is not always so. That's where we feel, because you say a problem shared, is half solved.
Yes.
We need to speak out more. We need to learn to trust. And I think women do that
So I
better.
definitely agree with him when he says we need to speak out more. At the same vein is proper facts that men don't talk about things, right? Because to be very honest, I say can't think of the last time I spoke to anybody about anything, right? So because I'm a man, I'm expected to have everything on lock, right? And it's sad because there's sometimes when everything is going haywire, I don't even have the expression to show it. You always have a poker face on, but everything is going haywire. But you expect me to always come in my A game, deliver on tasks, take care of responsibilities, pay bills, do all of this, and at the same time look okay, right? Because deep down there's a lot going on, and to be honest, there's only one way I get to vent most times, and I've probably done this a few times lately, and I just get home and had a shower, probably haven't even had anything to eat, and I just lay down, I scream into the pillow,
Are you kidding?
right? That's like when it's is a lot because now I want to chat to you to tell you, okay, hey, I'm going through this, I'm going this and that is happening. I don't expect you to have a solution. I should have a solution. Do you understand? So that's why a lot of us we mask things up, but we should be able to speak up more. And to be honest, if I speak to a guy more often than not, we banter about it. Yeah. So we might not necessarily take it so seriously. You banter about it, but you don't go back and you're like, oh, this thing, but you can't open up to women. You can actually, but it's not to everybody. You have to find, like he said, you find that right person who embodies everything that it has to be honest, more people, it's probably going to be your partner, right? Who you now find this solace because you can't speak to almost every random person or woman about how you feel because ultimately, what do you want me to do? Right?
So let me put something into perspective for you. Tell something about like it's hard to you're going through a lot. It's hard to talk. Nobody has a solution, right? He said something. He said that usually they say a problem shared is a problem half solved. What I've realized from even listening to people as a man is that most times when people come to you with their problem, they don't come because they expect you to have the solution. A lot of time, the person coming to you knows that you're not going to solve the problem, but them being able to vent,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
just gives them that release that you know what, this problem, you don't know how to solve it. Plus me, plus the person I'm speaking to, but let me just air it out.
Yeah.
And it actually helps, right? It actually helps because I've also been in a position where I've had to share, right? And further putting this in perspective, right? I would say that it ties back to the conversation we started off with about men have certain ideas, right? That almost inborn and then they grow up with, right? So at the end of the day, the truth is you don't need to have somebody who's going to solve your problems. You don't need to that does not need to be your reason to speak about your problems. But it's just sad that as men, because you are the one who has to always have the solutions. Most times you are thinking, I mean, I agree with you. Most times you are thinking, who can I speak to that is actually going to solve this problem?
Let me bring this. Let me put it in this way. Right. Our bank recently said, if you are this level and below, send a shout out to your mentor. Out of 4 of us here, who has done that?
He was doing that. I was doing that.
Nah.
So. I'm going to ask a question again, and I want us to look at it from this point of view. Men don't talk about their problems. What we have generally described, right, is, you know how you said you have a friend who broke up, and we all said it's you.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that kind of talking about your problem, because I understand what you're saying when you say people come together, and when you say it out to somebody, you're just saying it so that you can hear it, and you can, as you said, half solved, half shared, half solved, and all that. I'm talking about people where you say, "Oh God, I am in debt, I am dying, I am broke."
This is why I said.
So that's the question. As in, that's the type of talk I'm referring to right now.
Okay. So you get stuff.
That's why I said I don't share the sentiment of the problem half shared, the problem half solved. So be honest, because sharing the problem, like you said, if someone is in debt, comes to meet you, they're not coming to meet you because they want to hear tell you so you hear. Ultimately, they're telling you because they want a solution, right? So these things, that's why more often than not, a lot of us are unable to like speak on things because I'm literally only the one who would save myself, right?
You know where the shoe is.
Do you understand?
But the point is, you are sharing it with another person doesn't mean that the person actually have a solution that can help. You're in debt or something. It could be one information.
This mind you is practical. He's telling you that in his own, he's not they talk anything until you know that this person can solve my problem.
To be honest, yeah, that's what right. But to be honest, I don't, because I know everybody has issues, right? I don't even think that I won't even bother you with my issues for you to solve it. Do you understand? What happens to me is that's why I say maybe it's because of how it is my upbringing was, which why I disagree with some of these things. Nobody is coming to save you.
John Wick, those
Understand? You're literally your John Wick and your Superman. So you're doing whatever it is that all the troubles and all of that.
While I agree there's no John Wick, anything, but if you have to look at, for your mental well-being, sometimes you just have to let it out. You just have to let it out. Whether someone get it solved or not, you just have to let it out. Just someone has to be able to console you. If you look at the numbers, men generally have high tendency of blood pressure.
Now we did that first.
Do you understand why? Because we conceal a lot. Whether or not your problem is solved, say it. That's the point. Say it.
The other gender, women, right? I mean, we buy faster and then we go because they come to tell me their problem. Now, this is me again. When you come to tell me the problem as a woman that like I have stuff in my family that matters to me and all of that, my first instinct is to solve the problem. So that's why I really don't subscribe to the idea of half shared and all of that. When people tell you things, it's true. I've heard some women say, "Oh, I'm not telling you this thing so that you solve it. I just want somebody to listen." I'm listening. Oh, I'm thinking of a solution for you.
Now,
Do you understand?
let me put an interesting spin to it. Do you know that most times, a lot of the time, not all the time, a lot of the time, right? Men also don't share, even with the example you gave about being in debt, right? They don't share because they don't want to appear as weak or incapable, right? Because again, it ties what to this example you just gave about like women share their problems easily, right? Because you are constantly thinking, even when someone shares their problem, you're constantly thinking, okay, how do you solve this problem, right? Let me use the word. The other gender is not thinking that way all the time. Sometimes they do, right? But you need to sometimes actually just come out of that shell, come out of that mind and say, you know what, let me say this thing. Because the essence of saying it is not, you might not get your solution there and then, but actually saying it, putting it out into the atmosphere brings solutions, brings ideas. So you don't want to look, you don't want to appear that, okay, I'm weak, I don't know how to solve my problems. Me that I'm supposed to solve other people's problems. Yeah. I'm the one that has this problem and that problem.
So I agree with you.
Okay. I think we have already moved on to the next segment. If we are really celebrating men and boys, what kind of support actually makes a difference? You have touched on mental issues, you have touched on financial challenges, you have touched on all this. What do you guys think about that? Because so we're looking at this from a bank's perspective, as well. What do we expect from society at large, etc., from men, and then all the other things, religion, blah 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 blah. So what do you guys think? Let's not start with Dami this time.
I think that there should be some form of orientation or training. As men, we need to be very emotionally intelligent, and it is something that is very lacking, especially growing up. So, if there is a curriculum that can be introduced, from the primary school to the secondary school, I mean, generally, it's needed by both sexes, but because of the role and we talked about that role earlier, because of the expectation and how to manage this expectation as well. We need to be more emotionally balanced as men, to be able to control everything that works around us, because if that in itself is in place, good or bad, whatever it is happen to you, you're emotionally stable to be able to handle it. So for International Men's Day, every man need to understand that we need to be emotionally stable, because out of it will come other things that you want, good or bad.
So to also add to what he said, men, you need the situation where you can ideally express your emotions and the feelings that you have without a fear of being judged, right? I feel like that's why a lot of men do not share things, because there's this stereotype as to say, oh, somebody's going to judge you for expressing your emotions, right? So that's why a lot of men tend to bottle them up, because I don't want a situation where somebody sees you a type of way. So I feel like we should also, to add to the awareness thing that he said, let men know that, oh yeah, it's okay to express yourself. You're equally a human being. It's not just, you're not tied to just being a gender. You're first a human being before a man, right? That way you're able to freely express these emotions, whether or not solutions are going to come, like we said, but just because when you share these emotions and express how you feel lighter, right? And I mean, that's a step towards getting all of those solutions you need.
Okay.
All right. So I would say that, we're talking about surprises, how men don't like to be surprised earlier. I would say that, first of all, one good form of support you can give men is let men always feel good, right? Let them feel, if you want to call it, feel appreciated, if you want to call it, feel like part of something, right? Let men need to feel that more. I think that's something that men don't get to feel enough of, right? Make men feel special. I'm saying this maybe to your agenda, but even to men as well, right? You need to understand, like he said, I like what he said, right? You need to understand that you're not part of, you're not just, your identity is not tied to only being a man. I think one thing that men also struggle with as well is they don't feel enough like, they belong to a community. So men should be, how do I say this? They should, first of all, they should be open, right, to belonging to a community that is not only tied to how much money is in your bank account. So if you're not a rich man, you're not important or you're not there yet. No. There's more to being a human being, like you said, and more to being a man than that. So I think community is a big thing, because I feel as human beings, the more we feel like part of something, the more we thrive, the more we flourish, the more we have, that sense of importance. And I think that's, at the end of the day, that's the big thing, because for us, our importance primarily is tied to what you have to offer, what you have to give. And I think this spotlight should be taken away from that. Spotlight of the importance of a man should be taken away from what you have to offer to, okay, you belong to this community, you belong to this thing that's bigger than you, or that's bigger than your pockets. So I think that's it. And maybe just on a final note, just from little, right, to people who are going to be parents in the future, just train your children, as people. Don't train them as you're a boy, you're a girl. Of course, there are certain things that gender like automatically divides, right? But there's certain trainings that should be across the board, so that everybody can feel like, okay, I am part of a family, right? You might end up being the head of the family, but you cannot be the head of something that you're never a part of. There would always be a disconnect, and I think it all just ties together if you think about it.
All right. For my own, should I say, final talk, it will be this: as men in Nigeria in 2025, we have to be grounded. A couple of months ago, I was privileged to join a training um, about, I can't remember the name of the training, but basically, one of the things that we established from that training is define yourself outside work without saying where you work, without saying general stuff. Because you meet somebody, say, hey, Chief, how you the I'm the head of. That's what we guys normally do, right?
Yeah.
But from that training, I learned to say, my name is Sam. I'm a Christian, husband, father, coffee addict, runner, right? I learned to embrace that. Now, if you're a guy here and culture is what is important to you, ensure you define yourself by that.
By the culture.
So in my case, I'm a Christian. So you want to get something across to me, show me from the Bible, and I'll be okay with you, right? Point is, we have to have our own things that we hold on to. Being a Christian, for example, one of the reasons why I did not feel the mentorship thing here is because I have a Christian family. My pastors, three of them, my church, the men have a group, so we are very, close knit. Then outside, I have my running. The point is, eventually, as men, we have to keep that on a lockdown. You understand?
Right.
And I honestly believe that these discussions are necessary. Just as a closure, everybody can say one word, then we'll bring this up, wrap this up. Yeah, so one word from you, one sentence, not sentence.
A sentence.
Yeah, a sentence.
So I think we should um, educate our men, right? Um, to not just only feel that your identity is tied to your ability to provide or some gender specific roles. I feel like we should, like you said, have our men grounded to know that, oh, it's okay to have emotions, it's okay to feel this, it's okay to feel that, and all of that. And ultimately, that helps to make um, the society a better place, to be honest, because the reason why we have our society the way it is because a lot of men do not, their worth is tied to their pocket, like you said earlier. Outside of that, they feel like they can't contribute anything. So in a situation where they are unable to do that, they become menaces and nuisance. So I feel like we should teach our men, educate our men to not only have a worth attached to their pockets, but also have a sense of belonging or be grounded in something that makes you feel like something of a higher purpose that makes you feel like, okay, yes, outside of all of these things, I'm okay, right? So that'll be it.
Cool.
For me, basically, my advice to men or growing young men is it's okay to be ambitious. It's okay to want the good things of life. But what you do daily points to the fact of whether what you aim you are able to get or not. So whatever it is your goal is, whatever it is your ambition is, we can tell what the result will be by your daily activity that you entrench yourself in. So if you're aiming for something great in life, make sure what you're doing daily today is taking you there.
Bam.
Otherwise.
So as a young man, remember, you too are the prize. But make sure you're a worthy prize.
Hey, play of the day coming from an Arsenal fan. So that's the end. We're not saying anything again.
That's the way they can do actually. That's the way they can do.
Dollars for life. Happy International Men's Day.